To West Africa, where there are similar concerns over increasing attacks in Mali and its threat to the fragile political peace process. On Wednesday, the UN's envoy to Mali, Mahamat Saleh Annadif, said despite improving trust between signatories to a 2015 peace deal, the past months have seen a spike in attacks on civilians as well as UN peacekeepers. Our UN correspondent Liling Tan has the latest from New York.
Stakes are high for peace in Mali just a few months before presidential and legislative elections are due to begin. This session, the Security Council heard that persistent insecurity, terror threats and political fractures are threatening to unravel the limited inroads made. And worried about the impact on elections, the United Nations envoy for Mali is calling on all parties to make sure that the peace agreement remains a priority and not be turned into political football.
Your council must call upon all Malian politicians to respect the timeline, but also encourage them to approach these elections in a consensual spirit, peacefully, and make sure that they are credible. Otherwise, this will add crisis upon crisis, heaping concern upon concern, which will only serve as a fertile breeding ground for the enemies of peace.
I would like here before you all to state categorically that our government is determined to hold the elections by the dates established by our Constitution, and to do so in a transparent, inclusive, and credible way. We are also committed to ensure that elections take place across the entire country.
The UN envoy for Mali said that while some encouraging movements have been made in the political direction, the security situation has become worse. A recent status update by the UN Secretary-General showed a deteriorating security landscape at one of the UN's most dangerous missions, with continued attacks on civilians, security forces and UN personnel. Now, there is also deepening concern that extremist threats in Mali would further spill over into neighboring countries, including Niger, Burkina Faso and Mauritania, where terror groups are already operating on the borders. Now, the terror group known as ISIL in the Greater Sahara has also threatened to work with Al-Qaeda to fight the G5 Sahel counterterrorism force deployed specifically to combat these extremist groups. France, which also has a military presence in Mali, said it is looking into imposing sanctions on individuals found to be obstructing the peace process. Liling Tan, CGTN, New York.